even if I'd never used the service again for another decade, it hasn't paid for itself.
So it raises a very good question, and I really didn't think about this, but do you feel like when somebody has this service and knows they have the legal protection and guidance, that they take more chances, they live more recklessly? Do you see any studies or signs that point to that?
No, the only thing that I see psychologically for members is not that they live life recklessly, but they live life more confident and empowered. And our members make better choices, and they tend to grow in life because of the advocacy. Because they're not, oh, I don't know whether I should do that or not. And they don't do it when maybe we're starting a new business or, with tax issues. Like, oh, no, I don't want to piss off the IRS. I'll just do it this way. But they could have gotten some additional deductions by asking some questions of a tax attorney.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's really, it's really a sense of empowerment versus, hey, I've got a legal shield. Talk to the car. It doesn't make people more reckless or dangerous or live life more loosely. But, my personal experience working with thousands of people that I've personally enrolled, and the feedback that I get is a sense of empowerment.
Got it.
The service is $18.95 per family per month through payroll deduction. So it is, like I said earlier, almost a negligible expense, regardless of how little or much a person makes per hour. They find that it's much needed in their life. It's a way to budget for these types of things that we wouldn't otherwise be able to budget for. Because nobody's got an extra earmark in their budget for future legal expenses. But with Legal Shield, it's a way to do that. And we have very, very historically high retention of our members. They get the service. They're encouraged to use it right away. It's not an insurance product, so it's not rated like insurance. We're not insuring against loss. It's not rate sensitive. If you use it one too many times, it's the same rate whether you don't use it at all this year or you use it 100 times this year. It's a schedule of benefits that we encourage our members to use. So if they, like I said, if they have a legitimate need, they could call in every day if they wanted to.
David, how much has that rate changed over the last 5 years?
Well, we just had our very first rate increase on January 1st, 2014, and that was the first rate increase in 14 years.
Wow.
And it wasn't necessarily, it wasn't a rate increase as much as an increased plan with more robust benefits. The plan was $15.95, and we only covered children to the age of 23. Now we do 26 to match medical benefits. We only covered 10 pages of documents. Now we cover 15. We didn't used to cover the second set of wills without an extra fee for the spouse or domestic partner, and we did not include the uncontested adoption, name change, separation, marriage or annulment, or divorce. We didn't cover those areas. So what we did was we didn't necessarily increase the rate. We just came out with a more robust plan and charged $3 more for it for the current plan. We never have rate increases without increases of benefits. We never require our members to upgrade to the newest plan either. We still have members from the 1970s that still pay $3.75 for their very simple plan.
But there's only one plan, right?
Correct. There's one plan.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep. Once there's a new plan in place, people aren't eligible to buy the old plan.
And then my assumption is this is a post-tax deduction, correct?
Yeah, it's not Section 125 qualified. It is post-tax, and it's immediate eligibility because it's an automatic voluntary payroll deduction. It's just going to come out of the next eligible pay period. So it's a great recruitment and retainment tool to offer a new hire right out of the gate to make that available to them.
David, one of the things I didn't see reflected in the services was referencing immigration, and as Bonnie knows, and maybe you do as well, in the hospitality industry, hotel, restaurants, that can come up from time to time when individuals are trying to get things sorted out.
Sure.
Can you speak to that?
Well, absolutely. I didn't speak to it specifically because it is one of the 27 areas of specialization of law. So if somebody's needing help, like you said, sorting it out, They can call the law firm, and they will guide them through the immigration process and, every step of the way to help cross their T's, dot their I's, and let them know what their next step is.
Okay.
And make sure that they're not being taken advantage of either through the process. Sometimes a letter needs to be written to when somebody meets a roadblock. A letter needs to be drafted from the law firm advocating on the member's behalf. So, immigration is a very popular one these days.
Yep.
So that plan right there is what the company was founded on. But in 2003, we saw Pandora's box open on identity theft, and we were approached by the world's leading fraud investigation company, Kroll Advisory Solutions, and they wanted to partner with us to create a comprehensive ID theft product. And it made sense because a big portion of our own members were becoming victims of ID theft, and more often than not, people that become victims of ID theft require legal counsel. So the combined offering of our identity theft product with our legal product makes that the most comprehensive identity theft product available in the nation. Because identity theft has morphed itself into some really ugly and insidious ways. I was just on a national conference call with a bunch of security professionals last week. Last year was the biggest year in identity theft. Every year it's gotten worse for the last 14 years. We just watched the numbers climb bigger and bigger every year. Last year was the biggest year-over-year increase, with 16.6 million Americans becoming victims of ID theft. It was 12.2 the year before. So, a lot of it has to do with all these laptops that grow legs every week and the target breaches and all these places that are losing people's information. It makes us all susceptible to becoming victims. But what's interesting is that less than 20% of identity theft, of those 16.6 million reported identity theft crimes, is credit-related or financial-related, which is what most people identify identity theft with, is, it's a money issue. And since, the recession was really hard on me and my credit scores in the tank, I don't have to worry about identity theft because nobody would want to steal my identity. I hear that every single day. But people don't know that somebody could use your identity to commit crimes or seek medical treatment or apply for governmental benefits and things like that. So there's a real legitimate concern for people to protect themselves. So we came out with a standalone identity theft product that's also available, very popular. Approximately 80 to 85% of the people that enroll for Legal Shield enroll for both the legal plan and the identity theft plan combined. Because it's a great value when it's combined together, kind of like when you put your home and auto together. So we provide the daily monitoring of both member and their significant other, plus 8 children. And it's important for children because children are 51 times more likely to become victims of ID theft than grown adults because they're blank canvases. They can have their identity stolen at a very young age, and mom and dad wouldn't figure it out until they became, 16, 17, 18 years old, and a lot of damage has been done. So we do cover the kids with the same comprehensive protection as we do the adults. We provide them with a credit report and credit score if they don't understand what